teaching urban design and architecture at the Waseda University in Tokyo, Japan. And thank you for giving me an opportunity to speak up my experiences with regard to citizens' participation in the field of urban design in Japan. Before getting into the topic, I'm just speaking about the characteristic of Japanese society. As you probably know, the Japanese society has been known as a society of high productivity of industrial design, industrial products, or economy. Sometimes high productivity of prime example. We have had 3 prime ministers in the past 2 years. That's a political, disaster. Sometimes the meaning of high productivity of society puts the negative impacts on the existing society, existing community environment, especially in the old downtown area or old traditional neighborhood, where people are living with small businesses or old-fashioned house. And economic-oriented or market-driven, I would say, market-driven urban development has been considered sometimes very negative, even though they objectify the high rate of economic growth. But at the same time, it caused very unwelcome result of the community. So the theme, the main theme of city design work with citizens, which I mean the machizukuri. In Japanese, machizukuri is the citizens-based, collaborative, and participatory city and urban design. This is a part of the methodology. Okay. And what do I mean by making the city and urban design work? First, cross-territorial, which means not only physical territoriality, but also territoriality of the thematic or interests. For example, territories of physical scales, lies on, as small as architectural scale or site scale, neighborhood scale, block scale, area scale, city scale, regional scale, and further, to the large. At the same time, territories of thematic and practicing field is that the issues related to public-private relationships. For example, the residents is interested in how they can improve their quality of life. But at the same time, the municipalities are interested in creating a new street, for example. The new street sometimes, forced to the resident to go out because the municipality needs to acquire enough land to make a new street. So this is, just a simple example. This is related to the issues between private and public relationships. Okay? And on the left, you will see the image of elephant. I use this image as a symbolic metaphor of powerful plan by government. As opposed to here, dog's left. Each dog has each will. I want to go to the right. I want to go to the left. But as a collaboration, the orientations for the goal to achieve has been set up. So this is very important as a collaboration. If you think about each resident, pull the sled. Each of you is very weak, but if you want to, or if you could make a group of the citizens and then pull the sled, that would be very powerful. Okay, this is a very symbolic metaphor. And the second issue is related to players, interactive and cross-interest oriented, which is interactive and ethical balance of plan making and design development. This is the issue related to the process of implementations. Okay? Sometimes master plan or general plan made by the municipality set out the future goals to achieve. does not take into account the incremental processes. I think it's important to take into account how we can develop very meaningful, incremental, or gradual process to implement. And for example, on the left, you will see the watch, precise process. See, you should know what's happening in the next step. But on the right, cloud, it's very flexible, dynamic, form, and flows, and powers. But basically, the flow follows the winds, but form can change in order to accommodate the other activities and become large or small. So this is very dynamic process of implementations of the plan. Okay? And the third issue is that related to pluralistic vision-oriented, both contextual and innovative. Because the architecture or the urban design usually always change the physical form and shapes and meanings, but that is need to be related to the history, of course, and the context of the area. But at the same time, it's very important to think about something innovative, okay? Not only preserving, not only conserving what existed in the past, but at the same time to keep the context and to keep the meanings and to create something new. Okay? So change and continuity is a big issue in the field of urban design with regard to participation. For example, this is an example of very historic Japanese small city, Shirakawa, which is in the Fukushima Prefecture. Fukushima Prefecture has been now no longer famous due to the nuclear power plant since last year. But this is a remote area. This is far away from the nuclear center, so that it's not so. It's no worry about the radiation. But Shirakawa city has a symbolic castle originated in feudal domain, which is the 15th or 14th century, and it's still alive. And beautiful, sceneries of mountains and lakes, okay, natural quality. And on the left, you will see the ancient Turera map from the 16th century. And street pattern, basically main street pattern is like this. And then on the right, you will see the contemporary modern map, the same area. You will see different scale. The street pattern is here. Of course, city got expanded, the area got enlarged, of course, but the major structure, major urban pattern has not been so much changed since then. But the ordinary houses and shops and buildings on those ancient streets, of course, experienced big changes since then, through the hundreds of years. For example, this is a shop where traditional Japanese wares sell. The owner, the landlord of this house, put the private money to restore the original facade and the architectural style in order to make it attractive, not only to the tourists, but also to the local residents as well, especially for the younger generations. Okay? So we need to collaborate with those landlords, owners, in order to make the street facade better, or to keep the original attractiveness of this castle town. And one of the presentation here is that we did visual simulations in order to convey the idea. Oops. So this is the very short clip of visualization, visual simulations, in order to convey the idea of alternatives, in order to keep controlling the urban design, quality of urban design in collaboration with citizens. Because, for example, like this, okay, this big gigantic scale of building is allowed by existing law. But do you want to do that? or do you not want to do that? Because citizens, need to come up with their own sort of standards in order to keep building lower, even though the higher building is allowed by law. No? So this is very important view corridor to the castle. The views to the castle is very precious, important for everybody. But what happens if this landlord wants to build high-rise? Okay? It's not only the issues of housing, but they need to come up with better idea which can be shared by not only landlord but also the community as well. So this public communication tool is very powerful to convey your idea to the audiences, to the citizens and communities to understand what's the importance of the urban design, basically. And the next example is that Tokyo. This is some images of traditional old neighborhood in Tokyo. Very highly intense, narrow street alleyways. Sometimes, those traditional neighborhoods were disrupted because of the market-driven development. Okay, and this is disaster. This is not earthquake. This is a man-made disaster. Leftover land. Nobody uses it. What happened? Okay. And this is another, this is the example of disaster, but in order to react, those, unhappy result, the citizens here is another example inside architecture, attempted to come up with their own citizens made their own legislative urban design plan, which based upon the law. This is very new. This is very important things. Okay, this is a district plan, but so the community people were getting together to test, to examine what kind of improvement for the future will be desirable for the community by hand and by participating in the meetings. Of course, we as an urban designer or we as a faculty or university faculty helped to propose alternative plans for the citizens, but they had a chance to say, I think, you think, or we think, and to come up with better plan. Okay, and this is some sort of result. An experiment, finally. We did an experiment to identify, what heritage or what elements, urban elements, can younger generations perceive in their ordinary lives. This is the purpose for identifying or understanding what the ordinary people think is important. Not professionals, but not researchers, but ordinary people. Okay? And this is Tokyo. Emperor's Palace is here. Old downtown neighborhood, and we collaborated with the elementary school kids. Okay? And different streets, wide street, winding streets, traditional leeways, very traditional pattern of neighborhood. And we asked the kids to come up with the image map like this. These maps shows you the elements which kids think important. Okay? Not professionals, not researchers. But this is very important for us as well, for the municipality, to identify where and what kind of elements, or what kind of topography, geography, or heritage should be preserved while our environment can be improved. Okay? These are also very important elements of citizens' participation. So that's all of my presentation this morning, and then I would like to have your questions and opinions and discussions. Thank you very much.